Hello, art peoples. Welcome to So Random and Weird podcast. I am your host. I'm Sheena,
I'm Sarah. Welcome,
and
welcome.
today is my turn. And it's been a long time. If nobody remembers, it's true crime, which is one of my favorites as well to listen to. And so, how are things going for you, Sarah?
Ah, not bad, not bad. I actually I'm excited. I reconnected with a friend of mine, um, who had moved away when she was after she graduated from high school. She's about 4 years older than I am, 3 years older than you, I guess, because you're a year older than I am, which I love to bring up, by
I'm
the way.
only 6 months.
You
Excuse me.
weren't you born? I thought you were born. You were in '83.
Uh huh. May.
Math.
eh,
It's math.
Yeah.
Moving on. We won't discuss my math skills anyway. Um, but no, she moved away. She joined the Navy after graduating and moved down to moved in with the base and um, I wasn't able to see her. She then got married and lived down in Florida for the longest time, and she and her family actually just moved back up here recently to live with her mom in Lidditz. And so it has been over 20 years since we've seen each other, and we just reconnected again on Friday, and so that was really cool. I was kind of hanging out with her and her family Friday and Saturday. Her kids really love me. I don't know why, but they really do. Her, my kids don't love me, but her kids do. So that's been fun. That's kind of what I've been doing. Oh, I did want to tell you, and I'm sorry to bring this over the air. I have to have a outpatient procedure on Tuesday. So it should not affect Sunday's podcast, next Sunday's podcast. But the doctor wants to go back in and do an outpatient procedure. It'll be like 24-hour observation, knock on wood if nothing goes wrong. So I should hopefully be home by Wednesday. Um, yeah, thank you, thank you. Glad to be back in the hospital again. Woo. So have no sick
Well,
time
we'll
left.
keep you in
So
our thoughts.
thank you,
Should we say chance
thank
and
you.
spells?
So
Chance
exactly,
and
exactly.
spells,
You have
chance
to
and
do whatever
spells.
we have to do. Exactly, exactly. So yeah.
Yeah,
So how are
well,
you though? I mean, we were kind of focusing on me. I'm sorry. How are you?
oh good. I asked, so
Okay.
I am doing pretty good. My one cat, who's usually like super quiet, has decided he is now a little opera man. So all I keep hearing is meow, and I'm like, "What? What's going on? What's the matter?"
Yeah. What's happening?
And then just pretty much just trying to oh, excuse me, find a job. That way I can start behaving like a normal person and not like some lump. I also started reading Nobody's Girl, which is an incredibly tough read. Uh,
I
and
yeah.
and while reading this book, I don't like I have never been essayed or anything like that, but the neglect that's in the book is just something I can kind of relate to, just, uh, with my family and everything. It's kind of and so I've taken a break. I've only read it, like, a couple of chapters, and I've taken a break because I was like, "Oh, I can't."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
hopefully here soon I can get in.
Like I said, I you are a better person than I am because I just with and I've always been like this. I've always been a friend of mine actually has, and he's empathic. And I said I think I am too because I feel I can feel what I'm reading. I can feel I put myself in the person's shoes, and honestly, I don't know if I can put myself through all of that emotion. I mean, I want to know. I do. I want to be knowledgeable, but feeling wise, on a feeling emotional level, I just don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I that more power to you because that's not gonna be an easy read. Not
Yeah,
gonna be an easy read.
definitely not. But,
I mean, it's the
well
same reason why I can't watch a lot of, like, Holocaust, like, Sophie's Choice, you know, Schindler's List, beautiful movie,
mhm.
great music, but, I can't, or The Boy in the Striped Jumper, I no, I can't. Anne Frank was hard enough for me, and that didn't take place in the concentration. I yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, totally understand that, and now that I've finished my coffee,
I was gonna say, "What are you drinking now? What is that?" That looks good.
actually, surprisingly enough, it's not caffeinated. It is, the Shirley Temple by 7 Up,
Wait,
really
what?
tasty. Yeah, it's cherry and
So wait,
pomegranate 7 Up.
so they actually have, like, a Shirley Temple
Mhm.
drink? Is
Yeah.
that just, like, a West Coast thing? I have not seen that over here. Is that a West Coast thing?
I know it's a limited edition, so I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out because I love Shirley Temple.
And
Ooh,
as
cherry
usual
I'm there.
it's 0 sugar. I inherited the family diabetes. And then also I have,
Oh.
uh, there's I have the Weilers, they have a cotton candy flavor water. Does that feel a
Oh.
little
Oh.
Oh, no,
Mm-mm.
I don't know,
I
I love it.
can't, no.
I'm in a yeah, I don't know, I am in this thing where it's
There's
just
no
like
judgment here. There's there's no judgment here. Um, but I cannot I yeah, I don't know. I maybe I would try it. Maybe I'll try a sip. I don't know, but I mean, cotton candy, I feel like has to stay in certain areas or certain out of certain areas, and I
Mhm.
don't think I could do it in water. No, I think cotton candy is great. It's cotton candy, but
Yeah, I don't know, it's just I go through stages of flavors of things, and I can't drink just plain water, like, I can do, like, maybe a cup of plain water, but then everything else has to have flavor or flavor and fizz, and
yeah.
so, I saw it, I tried it, and, like, I was already in a cotton candy fringe, so there it is. I have it from Weiler's. I find it delicious.
I'm gonna
So
look up for sure the Shirley Temple thing because like I said, loving the Shirley Temple thing, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd have to think about the whole cotton candy. Maybe if we get together and you have it with you, you can be like, "Hey, here, try my bottle," or with my, try a sip, and I'll try it. Maybe I'll
right.
be like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing ever," and then but yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
I'm not
so
sure how
should we
daring and bold I want to be.
well, me, the lady who has multiple tattoos and right now teal and black hair, you know, well, I will try
Hey,
anything
I
once.
love the hair, by the way. I don't see the
Thank you.
black. I see the teal.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
oh,
mean,
okay. There, there's this. Okay.
it's kind of fading. I need to redo it. So, should we jump in?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Since you have been keeping me in suspense, um, I want to know what you're gonna be talking about because I've been dying to know for the past week.
So, I decided to do a under I guess underrepresented and unknown or unsolved murder that happened in Australia, and it is called the Pyjama Girl. And I used there's a clip that you can go to aso.gov.au, and they have one of those old timey, you know, you need to talk that you talk like this. It's the announcer guy that gives you a little information on this. So what happened is that in September 1st, 1934, in Albury, New South Wales, Australia, a man named Thomas Griffiths was out walking his bull on Halong Road and found a bag with feet sticking out in a culvert. So, he goes and he finds that, and he runs to to a nearby farm that he's by after tying up his bull, and they pull out the body of a woman. Now, she was in a sack, as I said before, and then when she was taken back, uh, you could see that she was partially burned, and she had a towel wrapped around her head. And then now sources vary on this because I found that one, she was wearing yellow silk pajamas, and then another thing said that they were cream and green, but they were of the Chinese dragons, so the silk oriental, which of course at that time is in Depression era Australia, so very luxurious, and the word exotic was brought up, which
Yeah, yeah,
also, upon her, being taken out of everything, they found that her legs and torso were burned. Her forehead and, like, her face was badly beaten. They found 8 wounds above the temple and a bullet wound right under her right eye. They also did a X-ray, and they found a bullet lodged in the side of her neck. So, like I said, the pajamas were a huge thing because this was 1930s Depression era Australia. And then, since she was shot and badly beaten along with set on fire, she was not able to be easily identified. And remember, this is 1934, and then they're also looking into this in 1939. So there's no DNA testing. And, of course, obviously, she's not in the best condition because of how she was found in a culvert under the road. And she oop, let me just lose my place. So, they went through and they did what they could, uh, to their standards of checking in on her. She was about 20 to 30 years old. She had bobbed peroxide blonde hair, so originally her hair was dark. And she was about 5'1", and she had a slight build. Now, the police surmised that she had been killed nearby, and the killer was clumsy and panic-stricken, so this wasn't something that probably was premeditated and planned out. And they believe that she was carried, so by vehicle, most likely 50 to 70 miles, and they offered a 250 pound reward for information. And then, of course, at the time, uh, they were able to go ahead and send to the dental board of South, South, yeah, South Australia. They agreed to send dental charts to about 250 dentists to check as well. And then a few other things is that there was either like a RCO or MRO or MCO that appeared on the end of the towel, and that they were expensive, or the pajamas were an expensive, unusual fabric. It was an exclusive design and imported from China. They took a plaster cast of her face, and so I also wonder as well, because if her face was badly beaten and, and obviously had bullet holes in her face, how how much the plaster cast is actually of her, you know?
yeah. Like how
Because
accurate could have that been
mhm, because I have a
if she's
photo of the
disfigured?
plaster cast. Yeah, and I have a picture of the plaster cast, which is, like, looks normal and everything like that, so I'm like, did they have it does I couldn't find anything where it asked about, like, if the artist, did any kind of, like, renditions of it or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like kind of
Yeah, and so They went in and they put her they placed her in a zinc-lined coffin filled with formaldehyde and sent her to the Sydney, Medical University, and they actually also used formalin, which is a preservative and disinfectant that is in various industries like building materials, medicine, beauty, and laboratory. And so she was there from nine until 1944, on public display.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Yeah, which this isn't the first time anything like that's happened. There was in Paris, and I might do an episode on this another time, where they would take people who died or that were found in the Seine, and they would, uh, have them people go through to try and identify them.
I just didn't I mean,
And
I know you can do it, but I just didn't
mhm,
realize they did it for that long, that you could do it for that long. Oh,
mhm,
yikes.
yeah. And so with this, there has been a lot of possible people that it could be, and yeah, it's crazy. So January 1938, they did a coronial inquest coronal inquest, and so they asked Thomas Griffiths explaining about how he found her, and, he explained he didn't know who it was. There was a Doctor Leslie Woods found the bullet in the neck, and the injuries were from a heavy and blunt object, like a fire lever, which I have no idea what that is. Detective Sergeant McCrae, despite extensive inquiries, was unable to submit any information regarding the time and place of death since she was found whole. He surmised, though, that she had been in the bag before rigor mortis had set in, and convinced that she had been placed by a car because obviously, uh, that's a long way to carry a body, and this is like farmland. Now, a couple of other things too, like the potato sack that she had on her, had the letters DALM. On the burnt part, there was ORE, and they found that via infrared. And they thought that most likely it was from the Dalmore district in Gippsland, not which is not an uncommon thing in the time. It's kind of like where I lived in Idaho. You'd see lots of potatoes and lots of sap. And then, so in 1941, there were rumors of her being buried. There was a Mr. Sell who requested from them, and there was a letter from Cootamundra to claim that it was from a woman named Mrs. Rutledge to claim it was her missing daughter. Yet the police thought it wasn't her daughter. So Mrs. Rutledge, okay, get this. You remember the information I told you. She's in her 20s to 30s. They measured her to be about 5'1" and had peroxide blonde hair in a bob. So Mrs. Rutledge thought that it was her daughter, or Anna Philomena Morgan, who was aged 23 at the time. Now, this goes really crazy, and this is a super doozy. So, Mrs. J. Rutledge, her mother, described her Anna as about 20, 4 foot tall, large blue eyes, clear skin, fair, dyed hair that used to be brown. Two front teeth were missing since childhood. She has a scar on the left side, about hip area, and was missing. Oh, nope, but had changed her description of her daughter changed by 1936, just 2 years after she was found, the Pyjama Girl. So the next time she comes in, her daughter's 5'6", well-built, large-breasted, still with the 2 teeth missing, in the upper jaw, front, one filled in tooth. She has a birthmark the shape of a dancing girl on her left side of the stomach. So it went from a scar to a
The
birthmark.
heck? What the
Yeah,
heck? What with the
yeah,
inconsistency there? Does she not
right.
know what her daughter looked like?
Well, the thing is that she ran away, so when she was about 20. But generally, people stop growing at about 20. You do have a chance to grow just a little bit more up until you're 25 because you're still not fully developed. And then here's another thing. She went and she viewed the body and stated that the pajama girl was not her daughter. And she signed a statement stating that to the police. But again, she tried submitting a writ that this was her daughter. She has evidence it's her daughter.
So wait, she's saying it is, but it's not her daughter?
Right, right. So she's given 2 different explanations of
2
or
different statements.
descriptions of her daughter. Mhm. And told the police, "Not my daughter." But yet she keeps
Oh
submitting
my word.
that this is my
That
daughter.
it is.
Yep. So
Weird,
due
alright.
to yeah. So, in 1941, the well, let me backtrack a little bit on that. Um, so of course, this dropped out of the news as World War II came about, and so of course there was different type of news going on about the war, and so a lot of this had dropped out of the news. So then Mrs. Rutledge really had nothing else to say. Now the culvert that she was found in was later demolished in 1941 due to them needing to do work on the road and do some realignments. And the workers who were there, they saw this guy put in or put a cross there. Like, you know how you see where people have passed on the side of the roads, where they always put like a cross there, the little memorial. But the way that this guy had done it, kinda weirded out the workers, and so, of course, they called the cops, but again, this is 1941, so it wasn't like they called on their cell phone, and by the time that the cops got there, the guy had disappeared. And then 10 days after that, she was later removed from Sydney Medical University to a secret government building cellar, and then in 1941 what?
Just a quick question. The guy that or the person that was doing, like, the memorial thing on the side of the road,
Mhm.
like, what did he was it just flowers? Did it
A
say, like, what
cross.
he actually did? Was it a name or just a cross?
Mhm.
Like, did it have, like, a did he put a name on it or anything? So someone
Didn't
knew
say.
maybe who this person was? Is that what
Yeah,
maybe
it
the
didn't say.
thinking is?
Yeah, it didn't say because the doctor or the workers were like, "I don't know, he's acting weird, man." So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So, in 1941, Doctor T.A. Palmer Benbow wrote to uh, the legislative session or seat that he had certain facts that positively ID'd Anna Philomena as the pajama girl, but the police responded that there is no way that it was Anna Philomena. According to them, they found her in Queensland, alive and well, and so according to Benbow, though, they the police told him that, or that they didn't take him seriously. Benbow was living in England, so all the way across the other side of the world at the time of the murder. And it wasn't until he wasn't interested until he saw a Sydney periodical dated October 29th, 1938. After reading that article, he started to do a scientific study and had a sense of public duty. He requested that they need an impartial, non departmental inquiry with his evidence that he found. He talked to Mrs. Rutledge and asserts still or yeah, she asserted that her daughter was gone since 1930. And then what he did is that because obviously with the way that they would have done this, they would have taken pictures of the body. And so what he did is that he used the same scale and angle to examine the body, and that he found 19 anatomical correspondences that were of Hannah's in the photos of the body. Now remember though, the mom has given conflicted statements. Right. Yep. So then there is a professor, A.N. Burkett. He said that this was a girl of about 26, born in England or the continental Europe, which this professor was of from Sydney Medical. Um, he did a cast, or he looked at the cast of the Pajama Girl's teeth, shows dental defects
Mm.
like in the photos of Anna Morgan. Evidence Anna was in Albany or Albury around that time, but other than that, there was really nothing else. Now, also to let you know, because here, as the doctor or the professor has said, that this girl was most likely born in England or the continental Europe. Mrs. Rutledge is of the Afrikaans Dutch ancestry, and the father was Australia. Yeah, yeah,
Ah, okay, okay.
yep. So now they went through again, like I said, in 1944, and they did another dental analysis, and they named her to be Linda Agostini. Now, where am I? There I am. Ah, here we go. So Linda was born Florence Linda Platt on September 12th, 1905. Uh, She, as a teen, worked in a confectionery shop, and then at age 19, she left for New Zealand, where it was rumored that because of heartbreak, she moved to Sydney and she entertained young and attractive men, or as people could say, sex work.
Ah, alright.
Mhm. Now, she was oh, where is it? I forgot where did it go? Doo doo. I found it somewhere that she was 5 foot even, but they said that her body or her breast was bigger than the girl. So, bust size, you know what? Bust size changes.
Yeah,
Even then, they knew how to pad them too.
yeah.
So, after the dental analysis, they ID'd her as Linda, and then they zeroed in on her husband. His name is Tony Agostino or Agostini, can't talk anymore. He was an Italian man who, uh, because of the World War II, he was placed in an internment camp because of his nationalism, because Italy was under a fascist rule with Mussolini, and so because of that, he was placed in internment camps Orange, Hay, and Loveday, and so when he finally came out, he was working at uh, a restaurant, and one that Commissioner McKay, the sergeant detective before, uh, who obviously rose in his ranks to commissioner, he saw him and knew of him and tracked him down and brought him in. Eventually, he confessed to killing his wife, due to her drinking and unladylike behavior.
Huh,
Right.
I love that.
He
It's okay for him to do it.
right, and so he woke up to her putting a gun to his head, and so they got into a fight and accidentally shot her. So he was found guilty of manslaughter, sentenced to 6 years. He served 3 years and then was deported back to Italy, where he died in 1969. But this is all still unfounded information because of this, there were different things that varied between them because I think, if I remember correctly, on the information that Linda didn't have the same issue with her teeth at that time. Um, so there was a book written by a historian, Richard Evans, and it's called The Pajama Girl Mystery: A True Story of Murder, Obsession, and Lies. And where he points out certain discrepancies, like the pajama girl had brown eyes, Linda had blue. Oh, sorry. Pajama girl had blue eyes and Linda had blue. Ha ha. Miswrote that. Linda's bust was also larger than the pajama girl and a different shaped nose, which, of course, again, artist rendering of the cast, because if she was beaten as badly as they say that she was, obviously your nose isn't gonna be where it was. And then also, uh, in this book, he called out Angostini's discrepancies in his admission because it was just really simple and easy for them to get it out, and that he felt that Angostini was led to give those answers, and that also there is 125 possible other women that were never looked into.
Oh my word.
Mhm. And then Yeah, and then there was an Italian movie that was based on this, and it's called, excuse me, I don't speak Italian, even though Jersey-born girl, uh, La ragazza da Pyjama Girl by Flavio Macchiarini, and then based on that film, Hugh Geddes wrote a book in 1975 of the same name. And, I tried to look it up to see if they could do any kind of DNA testing, but I really haven't found anything that says that they would be willing to try that or they tried it. And I don't know if the formalin could possibly affect it, because she sat in that tub or that coffin line, you know, with the formaldehyde formalin for years. So that is the unsolved story of the pajama girl.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I was actually gonna ask about the whole DNA thing. 'Cause I'm like, I mean, now in the time of DNA and everything, like, why is that something that's, it's not a possibility? Yeah.
yeah. I looked and I couldn't find anything on it, and I think, like, the latest thing I could find was in 2020. Nobody's At least there's been no information stating that it's been looked into. So, alright, let me spin the wheel. Drum roll, please. I got history. Sweet.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So, let's see. So, we've got you next week, and you have a free space, right?
I do. I'm still trying to think about what I want to do. I have some ideas that I've been throwing around, but have you heard from anybody? Anyone given suggestions or anything? I've not gotten anything on my end anyway.
I have something from Ash about a Scranton. In Scranton, there's a haunted pub. Yeah, she gave me an idea for that. Um, so there's a haunted pub. I could give you that information if you're interested
Yeah, yeah.
in doing that,
I'll
if you wanna
definitely
do
check it
another
out.
paranormal.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to check it out. If you want to give me that info, that I send over, I can see what you sent. Yeah.
Alright. Well, um, please, anybody, everybody, send us your ideas. Send us in your true crime stories, your paranormal stories, the what what the fuck stories. Give us your bragging moments so that way we can celebrate with you. You can reach us on our Facebook, which is So Random and Weird Podcast. We have our So Random and Weird, making sure I have this correct. um, So Random and Weird pod at gmail.com. Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting on whether or not we have it
The pod
sorted.
is active, yeah.
Yeah. We have our Instagram, which is also So Random and Weird Pod that you can follow. And we will see you next week.
And I
Bye.
Bye.